Talking free agency grades for all the teams in the NFL, and it's time to talk about the Chicago Bears. And, wow, I mean, you're there. You're still an NFL franchise. You got stuff going on. We got a new coach, and that's about the best I can say.
We got to recharge your Brave battery.
This is a bad team.
Oof. Well, I mean, it's been a bad offseason. You lost your best weapon in Allen Robinson, which we all knew was going to happen. James Daniels signs with the Pittsburgh Steelers, which I think is going to age poorly because I really like him as a scheme fit there. But the thing, you have to be able to see
Khalil Mack to the Chargers.
But you have to be able to see the forest for the trees here. This team was not going to be particularly good, regardless of what happened. This was the forewarning I had when you drafted Justin Fields, of you're not going to be able to capitalize on it because you're in cap hell for another year. Now, that being said, next year, you're in footloose and fancy free shape. You're going to be able to do all kinds of shit next year.
Yep.
You're going to have to withstand one more bad year. And then you get back on track with picks being back where they're supposed to be. And the hope is that Justin Fields can stem the tides for another year and this not turn him into a broken toy. I can't answer that question. I didn't love him coming out, and I saw nothing last year to make me like him more. But a year from now, you can put just anything he wants around him. It's a great free agent receiver class. And so for me, it's all about adding pieces that will play snaps this year and are valuable to the long-term future.
Mm-hmm. All right, best and worst signings. We'll give you the draft needs as well for the Chicago Bears and the overall grade for the offseason so far. Best signing, Lucas Patrick, 2 years, $8 million. He's an okay guard, I guess.
Best signing, not applicable.
Yeah, I got nothing else.
That's, honestly, your best signing is not applicable. You know what your best signing was? As a matter of fact, I'll give you a positive. The fact that Larry Oganjobi failed his fucking physical, because that would have been the worst signing anybody put up all offseason, and that includes Christian Kirk.
Good.
I really like Ryan Poles, and I think he's going to be a very good GM. He did not have a lot to work with, and that's fine. That just makes the draft all that much more important.
Yep. Worst signing of the offseason would have been Larry Oganjobi. $6 million, is that too much for Byron Pringle? Or am I crazy?
Well, there are incentives there, too. I feel like you're putting too much stock in that boat. He's fine. I just think he's the 75th best receiver in this league, and that just does not move me. So, for me, worst signing, I mean, there's none of them. The Ogunjobi one was terrible. But my worst signing would probably be letting James Daniel escape for as little as he got. But, again, this is all about clearing the decks. You're going to be bad for one more year, and then you can really see what it is you have in Justin Fields.
Chicago Bears do not have a first-round draft pick because of the move up to get Justin Fields. So looking at the draft when they're going to pick in the second round, what are their biggest needs?
You got to do something with that offensive line or he's going to die. Because you have I would say you have three below-average NFL offensive linemen starting on this team currently. So that would be my path. I fully believe there's going to be a good offensive lineman that just falls in your lap. With your first pick, I would be planning. I mean, for me, getting Tevin Jenkins back, that's great. I still believe he's a right tackle. I've never changed on that. I think Larry Borum belongs on the inside. I mean, you got Whitehair. Yay. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Just
any offensive
It's
lineman.
A lot of offensive line. You need a receiver. And see, this is the problem with giving up a first-round pick. Just look at how much differently you would look at this class if you were in that Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, hey, you can bring in somebody he's comfortable with to be the one. Darnell Mooney becomes the two. And now you got Pringle running as the three with Cole Kmet and David Montgomery back behind him. You see how that sounds so much better?
Yeah.
We don't have the option to do that. Now it's going to be who falls to us out of Alec Pierce, Christian Watson, Jahan Dotson, who's a slot exclusive. And so I just really don't feel like you're in the best position to put anything around him that's going to make this any better than it is. A good thing is he gets to learn the system for a year. This is another team that falls into you should be adding players that need reps. There are a lot of players in this draft that my biggest knock on them is that they're going to need time. Well, with the Bears, you have plenty of positions that you have holes to fill. Other than quarterback, I don't really worry about getting guys getting broken by playing too early. So that if I'm the Bears, I'm looking exclusively at upside. I'm trying to hit home runs, not singles.
Like to see them add some to the defense as well. Some type of a force off the edge to try to replace Khalil Mack. I know you're never going to, or it's going to be really hard to try to replace Khalil Mack. The secondary, I feel like, needs some help as well, but they're young and growing. We can pretty much just say everything. Best available players wherever you're drafting is the best way to go.
You have a deficiency of talent right now. The good thing is I really like your coach, and you're in a great space for next year.
Hit that subscribe button so you get all of our team-by-team content throughout the Draftmas season here in the Sportsocracy. Now it's time for the free agency overall grade so far.
The disrespect around this place is ending today.
I'm going to give this an I.
An incomplete.
It's an incomplete. Okay. I want to see what you do next year. You had to scrub the decks because this team was non-competitive where you were, and you had inflated contracts. You were going to lose guys for nothing. The good thing is that you should just clean up in compensatory picks next year because you haven't really added anything value-wise that should screw up the formula. I want to see what you do in the draft. The draft is going to be very important. So I'm going to reserve. If you force me to give a grade, I would say D-.
That's where I would be.
But I'm going to reserve judgment for 1 year. And if you would like to see what my current mock draft looks like for the Chicago Bears, you can click right here. It's in my hands.
We'll have all your mock drafting coverage throughout this Draftmas season. Of course, we'll cover the draft live as well. You'll want to be a part of that. Hit the subscribe button and join us every weekday in the Ingles studio live. We're brought to you by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene.
Yep.
We'll see you next time.